Happy Saturday! Good morning! I am currently sitting outside the yarn shop because I wanted to have a little bit of quiet by myself knitting time this morning before class. I very much enjoy that kind of a Saturday morning. And I'm sitting here working on Maggie's sweater some more. Shop opens in about 50 minutes. I'm wearing one of my favorite pair of oh, sorry. I totally just honked the horn at these people because of my foot. So anyway, it's these socks. It's knit out of some really old Regia silk sock yarn and then some contrasting. I'm just cracking up that I just did that. Whoops. They were like, oh. So, yeah. So some contrasting. So these socks are very, very special. My ex-boyfriend, like long time ago ex-boyfriend, his mom would knit. And I used to watch her and I loved everything she made. She was so sweet. Miss Bettina. And she was knitting some socks and I was like, oh my God, I love those colors. Who are those for? She goes, for me. And I said, good for you. Because as a maker, we're always making things for other people, and to take the time and make something for yourself. And I'm not quite that way. Like, yes, I'm making a lot for other people, but I'm also making for myself too. But like, my mom's a quilter and she's always making quilts for other people. So I totally understood that. And then at Christmas time, she handed me a bag and in it was these socks, and I love the colors. They were my first pair of hand knit socks and I loved them. And years later I finally started to learn how to knit and started knitting, and I've always wanted to make her a pair of socks, and I just couldn't. It was always in the back of my head. And I went to the yarn shop in Clare, Michigan, and lo and behold, she had a skein of the exact same yarn. That's what this is. So, and then I finally went digging, and on the ball band, I found one more skein. So I knit Bettina a pair first, and then I knit myself a pair, because I can still wear the original pair that she made me all those years ago. They're probably getting close to 15 years old. Like they're old now. I can still wear them. They're a little bit threadbare. They could use some mending, but I have an updated pair now. So I knit her a pair and sent them to her in the mail, and she sent me a very nice thank you card. So that was really special. I'm also wearing my Volcano Trail cowl. The pattern's by Max the Knitter, and the yarn is La Bien Amie from Amy. And oh my God, I love this. I love this. It's not too bulky. It feels really good. It's nice and bright. So I'm gonna sit and knit for a while until class starts. See you in a little while. So I got home from knitting class a little bit ago. It went really, really well, and I'm kicking myself because I totally forgot to take any sort of video. I'm sorry. My students are wonderful. 2 of them were sewing up their mitts today, which is great. Just had some lunch. Now it's time to open up our Spun Right round for the day. Only 2 left. Number 12. Ooh, another purpley variant. This one's got some browns in it, some gold, some gray, some yellow. Ooh, another pretty one. I am almost willing to bet that tomorrow is going to be a full purple tonal like this one. But look at that. Isn't that pretty? Oh, So beautiful. Now let's get to do some afternoon knitting. I'm gonna keep working on Maggie's sweater. See how far I get. So I'm down in the sewing studio. I think that's funny, studio. It's really just like a little alcove in the open little space in the basement. And I am going to sew on all of those foam pieces that you saw me cutting apart. The paint made them stick a little bit. So all of these are gonna be the tentacles of her sea anemone. Or if you're in the know, you know that she's a nudibranch. And a nudibranch is a poisonous sea slug. But we live in Michigan and people here don't really know about a ton of sea life, at least not saltwater sea life. So a nudibranch, but an anemone, everybody knows an anemone, especially if you've seen Finding Nemo. So I'm gonna do a time lapse and see how long this takes. I'm guessing maybe an hour. We'll see. Come with me. So, finished Maggie's costume. I think it's hilarious. I can't wait to try it on her in the morning. She's a sea anemone / nudibranch. She looks hilarious. I'm sure it's going to look hilarious and cute, and I'm really excited. Now, it didn't take me very long. It didn't even take me the full hour, which is great. So now, did get interrupted by Lucy, though. Little girl. Came downstairs, just edited yesterday's vlog. I'm about to upload it, and then I realized I had a package in the mailbox. And it is a new batch of Progress Keepers from the Gnome Knitter in Alaska, Miss Joanne. And I got a new gingerbread house. There's a little gingerbread man and little macaroon cookies. I mean, come on. And I got a pretty glazed donut. And a rainbow candy cane. And her cookie ones are probably my favorite. And this is a new cookie. It's a cookie that's got a little rainbow candy cane on it. Little sugar cookie. It's got, don't know if you guys can tell. It's sparkly. Ooh, now it's gonna get lost in the couch. No! So that's very fun. I will clip one onto Maggie's sweater to keep making me smile and pretty. I'm gonna keep working on Maggie's sweater. I think I'm about 1 inch to 1.5 inches away from starting the ribbing on the bottom. I would love to get all the ribbing done tonight and bind off the bottom with that tubular bind off that looks so nice, and get started on the sleeves, because I do plan on finishing her sweater tomorrow. Although I'm probably talking crazy town because it's Halloween tomorrow and we're going to be busy, and can't wait for the kids to wear their costumes and we can go trick-or-treating and they can have all the fun. Yay. And maybe a little side trip in there. Tune in tomorrow to see. In the meantime, I'm going to knit and see how far I get tonight. I'm going to continue watching my trashy early 2000s movie entitled The House Bunny. If you saw me cracking up in the time lapse of me making Maggie's costume, you probably saw me laughing. That is because there's this scene where she's trying to teach the girls how to pick up guys at the bar. And there's this one, she's very lumberjacky. Goes up to this guy and says, "Excuse me, do you know where the crapper is? I need to drop off a load of timber." And it gets me every time. It's so funny. I just finished watching the series Lock and Key on Netflix. I highly recommend. It's super good. It's a little bit sci-fi, a little bit, well, not sci-fi, kind of magic-y, magical, cool old house, siblings. When you first watch it, you kind of think it's going to end up being a teen kind of thing. But I very much enjoyed it. I thought it went past that teen level. It was very good, very suspenseful. I very much enjoyed it. Brenton is now getting into it, so I will rewatch it with him. I couldn't stop because season 2 recently came out. So I went to watch the first episode and I realized I should probably refresh season 1 because it's been a while. So I went back and rewatched season 1. And I was going to stop there and start season 2 when Brenton caught up, but I couldn't. I was too excited. So I finished season 2. I blew through it. But it's kind of one of those shows where every time you watch it, you pick up something new and, oh, that connects to this. And I love shows like that. I tend to watch shows over and over and over. So yeah, I'm going to watch House Bunny tonight and knit and knit and knit. I hope you guys are having a great day. I'll see you tomorrow.